So 2 Kings 4. So we have a few miracles that Elisha did. So he he helped a widow oil to keep on keep on filling jars, enough of the jars that she asked her neighbor for, that was enough to pay back her creditor. So the miracle is not only that the oil fill all the jar, but that when she borrowed her neighbor's jar, that it God allowed it so that the amount that she borrowed is the amount that is enough to pay her creditor and some left over. So I feel like in his miracle, he never God tell us in the New Testament to pray so that for our daily need. But God is so generous to me that whenever we pray for our daily need, he always let us have a little bit more. The feeding of the 100 down here, there's a little bit more. The feeding of the 5,000 in the New Testament, there's a little bit more. The only time that I remember that he want exactly enough is when they had to gather manna and not let anything be left over. That is one thing that I noticed. And then after that, the Shunammite son, how a well-to-do woman, so she urged him to stay for a meal, and then eventually she actually is the one who she has a heart that is oh, what can I do for Elisha? And she made a room for him. And so in one of my kids' devotional, they actually said that they are friends. And when I read it, I guess they are more than acquaintances. I mean, they I guess care about each other, they care about each other's well-being, and they help each other. So I think, yes, in a way they are friends. So then after that, I guess he knows that she wants a son, but she doesn't want to get her hopes up. And so a son was given, and then after that the son died, but he restored the child to life. And so that's interesting. And a miracle that happened in the Old Testament that is very similar to the one that Jesus have in the New Testament. But the thing is that Jesus didn't have to do mouth to mouth, face to face, eye to eye, hand to hand, but Jesus just spoke. And Elisha, I think, I don't know how he knew to do what he knew. I guess God just led him. And so that's the miracle. It's I don't know how God does what he does, but it just works. It just happened. And then there is death in the pot. I guess these wild stuff that was picked were not edible and probably was poisonous, but Elisha, through God's power, he depoison it, I would say. And then the feeding of the 100. So it shows us that God was with Elisha as the same way that God was with Elijah. And so he got what he wished for, and I wish it was just that easy to, I think, I just wish that if whatever I wish for, I can get, especially in terms of powers like this. And but then with power come responsibility. So I'm not sure if I want to shoulder the responsibility part, but it is very cool that God raised people up to do his work, and he powerfully show them to be his people.